Hello everyone, my name is Pukar Dhital. I'm an English instructor and today we'll be covering Grade 7 English. We'll be going through the chapter A Plan for a Visit. So let's begin the class.
Now, based on the passage, let's work on this speaking exercise. Niren is wise, Dolma is bold, Ritesh is fun-loving, and Nirmala is practical. What are your friends like? Go around the classroom and ask at least 6 of your classmates what they think about their friends. So just like about group activities where you're supposed to mingle in the classroom, all right, and then get to know about your friends. Just ask your friends. Perhaps you are going to ask what they think about their friends, all right? What is the opinion about some other friends, all right? Whether they are bold or whether they are very wise, smart, or whether they are very lazy. It could be even lazy, right? So you have to figure it out, all right? Get to know and ask your friend. In fact, you can ask each others about what your particular friend thinks about some other friends in the classroom. So it's just about getting ideas here, right? Which you can do it possibly by communicating. Okay. Now here's a case here. For instance, conversation practice. You have the following situations. Work in pairs and make requests for each item. Then write polite replies to those requests. Now here are the situations given here. You need help to carry your heavy bag. It's getting dark. You need a torchlight. You can return it tomorrow. You are sick and in bed. You want water. You want to make friends with a new student in your class. Right? So look at what we have to do here. You have the following. These are the situations that we have been given here. And our task is to make requests for each item. We are supposed to make request and also reply the request or write back polite reply to those requests. All right, so let me do number C for you. All right, let's work on number C. Number C. Remember here the question. First, you have to make requests and then write polite replies to those requests. So how do you think you're going to deal with this? Here, let's say here the person is Ram. Could you fetch me a glass of water? So you make a request to your friend, all right? Could you fetch me a glass of water? Meaning, could you go and get me a glass of water? And here, let's say the person who has come here to visit Ram is, let's say, Menuka. And to which Menuka says, yes, of course. I will be happy to be at. Yes, of course. I'll be happy to be at your service. Okay, so like this, all right? So make sure that you sound polite, see? Write polite replies to those requests. So Ram has requested here who is sick. You're sick in bed and you want water. Ram says, could you fetch me a glass of water? To which Menuka replies, yes, of course. I'll be happy to be at your service, right? She's very positive about helping Ram. Okay, so like this, of course, you can then work on, you can do, all right, number A, B, and D. A, B, and D. All right, this can be done by you. Okay, now moving further again, I have, now in case you're wondering what's in A, B, and D, here you go. All right, this you can do it on your own. All right, so A, B, and D, you can do it on your own, or maybe you can do it in the classroom. All right, you need, let me help with number A. All right, you need help to carry your heavy bag. All right, so maybe you are, let's say, a particular person who is here. Excuse me, I was wondering if you could help me carry my bag, which is very heavy. Now, to which, let's say, a person replies, a polite reply. And remember, your reply, it's not necessary for it to be yes. It can be no as well, all right? So in this case here, you can very well say, well, I'm sorry, but I'm getting late to catch my bus. I don't want to miss my bus. So even that would be a very polite request. So, okay, let's do number A, all right? I'm going to do one more here. Okay, now let's work on number A. Okay, so here is Harry, and here he's in need, and now here he needs help to someone to help him carry his heavy bag or luggage. And now, excuse me, I was wondering if you could help me carry my bag, which is very heavy. Now remember, it's not necessary that every time you'll have to accept the request. But of course, when you even deny the request, you have to be very humble. You must be very polite. All right. Then it says, then write polite replies to those requests. So maybe we should try here no this time. Okay. So let's say the person is Sam. Sam, I'm terribly sorry. I'm terribly sorry. I can't. I have a terrible backache and I don't think I should be lifting. Okay, I'm gonna just add this here, okay? Lifting anything heavy. So see, excuse me, I was wondering if you could help me carry my bag, which is very heavy. Sam, I'm terribly sorry, I can't. I have a terrible backache and I don't think I should be lifting anything heavy. So see, this is how you can reply to polite requests, and you can be equally generous while doing so. Now this way I'm sure you can now work on number B and D. Okay. Now as we move forward, here we are dealing with be verb and then the past participle. Now having talked about past participle, let's try to first understand what is past participle. Okay, so I'll be showing this to you again. So first let's see again what actually is past participle. So if I have to define it, okay, so past participle, it's usually the form of verb typically ending in ed in English, which is used to form now past perfect tense, present perfect, and future perfect tense. Okay, so let's read this definition again. So past participle, the form of verb typically ending in ed in English. Now typically ending meaning it usually ends in ed, not always, mind you, not always. Usually ends in ed, all right, and which is used to form these three types of in these three types of tenses: past perfect tense, present perfect tense, future perfect tense. All right. So if I am to give examples to you, here you go. Let's go for past perfect tense. All right. So the example for this would be, let's say, the bridge had collapsed. Now, see, just like the definition say here, see, the bridge had collapsed. This would be past participle here. Now, present perfect tense, Alisa has withdrawn money from the bank. All right. Here, however, all right, we have not used here ed form. See, typically ending in ed, but here has withdrawn. It defines the present perfect tense here, and of course the participle. If we just focus on the past participle here, so here we can take it as Alisa has withdrawn. All right. So remember, it's also used in the present perfect tense here. And finally, example of future perfect tense. All right. Its example would be Messi. Now, I'm sure you all know who's Messi, right? Messi will have played a wonderful football. Now, here again, if you classify the past participle, here will have and then played a wonderful football. So these are just examples, how it's used in past perfect tense, present perfect tense, and future perfect tense. Now that we know what it is, now let's again do the exercise here. Okay. These sentences tell us about what is was done or what is was the situation. Notice verbs be verb plus past participle. However, this is a very simple exercise. The students of class 7 were taken to the zoo for educational visit. Here we are talking here about where taken, where the past participle is used. He's always interested in having fun. Now see, he is always interested with this ed, past participle. Okay, so we're just here talking about two things. One, past. Here we focus on one is past, as you see here. The other one is present. We focused on these two here. Now fill in the gaps with be plus past participle of the verbs. All right. So that be would make it whether you're talking about is, for instance. All right. Or is or was. All right. Because we're taking it in present, that is, or past, that is was. All right. That would mean here that would justify this be. Okay, so Pokhara, now here's present, right? Visit by thousands of people each year. So what do you think is the answer here? I'm sure you will get it all correct. Pokhara is visited by thousands of people each year. Now let's look at number 2. That is number B. All right, several questions. Look at the plural form here. Several questions, not one question, but many questions. Now we have to take it to past. So several questions were asked to the head teacher. All right, now let's do one more. All right, let's come to the last one, number G. All right, so many people. Now we have to take it to the past. All right, now many people, again plural, were killed, the ed form again. All right, past participle. Many people were killed by the earthquake in Japan in 2011. So this is how you can do the rest of the exercise. Maybe you can do this right here in the classwork. You can take maybe 2 minutes time and you can finish this exercise. Okay, so thank you very much, and if you have any queries, please feel free to email us at learning@deerwalk.edu.np.